Okay. April the 5th, Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 68. Now it shall come to pass, if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God, to observe carefully all his commandments, which I, Moses, commanded you today, that the Lord your God will set you high above the nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come to you and overtake you, because you obey the voice of the Lord your God. Blessed shall you be in the city, and blessed shall you be in the country. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body that produce the produce of your ground, and the increase of your herds, the increase of your cattle, and the offspring of your flocks. Blessed shall be the basket and the kneading bowl. Blessed shall you be when you come in, and blessed will you be when you go out. The Lord will cause your enemies who rise up against you to be defeated before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you seven ways. The Lord will command the blessings on you, in which are storehouses, in which all you set your hand, and he will bless you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. The Lord will establish you as a holy people to himself, just as he sworn to you. If you keep the commandments of the Lord your God and walk in his ways, then all the people of the earth shall see that you are called, excuse me, by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of you. And the Lord will grant you plenty of goods in the fruits of your body, and in the increase of your livestock, and in the produce of your ground, in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give you. The Lord will open to you his good treasure, the heavens, to give you rain in your land in its season, and to bless all your work of your hand. You shall lend to many nations, but you shall not borrow. And the Lord will make you the head and not the tail. You shall be above only, and not be beneath, if you heed the commandment of the Lord your God, which I command you today, and be careful to observe them, so that you shall not turn aside from any of the words which I command you this day, to the right or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if you do not obey the voice of the Lord your God, to be careful to observe carefully all of his commandments and his statutes which I command you today, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Cursed shall you be in the city, and cursed shall you be in the country. Cursed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body and the produce of your land, the increase of your cattle and the offspring of your flock. Cursed shall you be when you come in, and cursed shall you be when you go out. The Lord will send on you cursing, confusion, and rebuke you in all that you set your hand to do, until you are destroyed and until you perish quickly because of the wickedness of your doings in which you have forsaken me. The Lord will make the plague cling to you until he has consumed you from the land which you are going to possess. The Lord will strike you with consumption, with fever, with inflammation, with severe burning fever, and with the sword, with the scorching, with the mildew. They shall pursue you until you perish, and your heavens which are over your head shall be bronze, and the earth which is underneath you shall be iron. And the Lord will change the rain of your land to powder and dust, until the heaven shall come down, and until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated before your enemies. You shall go out one way and flee against them seven ways before them. And you shall become troublesome to all kingdoms of the earth. Your carcasses shall be food for the birds of the air and the beasts of the earth, and no one shall frighten them away. The Lord will strike you with boils of Egypt, with tumors, and with scab, and with the itch which that cannot be healed. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of heart, and you shall grope at noonday as a blind man gropes for in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways. You shall be only oppressed and plundered continually, and no one shall save you. You shall betroth a wife, but another man shall lie with her. You shall build a house, but you will not dwell in it. You shall plant a vineyard, but you shall not gather its grapes. Your ox shall be slaughtered before your eyes, but you shall not eat of it. Your donkey shall be violently taken away from before you, and shall not be restored to you. Your sheep shall be given to your enemies, and you shall have no one to rescue them. Your sons and your daughters shall be given to another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all day long. and there shall be no strength in your hand. A nation whom you have not known shall eat of the fruit of your land and the produce of your labor, and you shall only and shall be only oppressed and crushed continuously. So you shall be driven mad because of the sight which your eyes see. The Lord will strike you in the knees and in the legs, and with severe boils which cannot be healed, from the sole of your foot to the top of your head. The Lord will bring you and the king whom you set over you to a nation to which neither you nor your fathers have known, and there shall be severe and shall serve other gods, wood and stone, and you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among the nations where the Lord will drive you. You shall carry much seed out of the field, but gather little in, for locusts shall consume it. You shall plant vineyards and tend them, but you shall neither drink the wine nor gather the grapes, for all the worms shall eat them. You shall have one olive trees throughout all your territory, but you shall not anoint yourself with the oil, for your olives shall drop off. You shall beget sons and daughters, but they shall not be yours, for they shall go into captivity. Locusts shall consume all your trees and the produce of your land. The alien who's among you shall rise higher and higher above you, and you shall come down lower and lower. He shall lend to you, but you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon you and pursue and overtake you until you are destroyed, because you did not obey the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments, his statutes, which he commanded you, and they shall be upon you for a sign and a wonder, and upon your descendants forever, because you did not serve the Lord your God with joy and gladness of heart for the abundance of everything. Therefore you shall serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you, in hunger and thirst and nakedness and in need of everything. And he will put a yoke of iron on your neck until he destroys you. The Lord will bring a nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as eagles fly, a nation whose language you do not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which does not respect the elderly, nor show favor to the young. And they shall eat the increase of your livestock and the produce of your land until you are destroyed. They shall not leave you grain or new wine or oil or the increase of your cattle or the offspring of your flocks until they have destroyed you. They shall besiege you at your gates until your high and fortified walls in which you trust come down throughout the land. And you shall be, and they shall besiege you in all your gates throughout all your land which the Lord your God has given you. You shall eat the fruit of your own body and the flesh of your sons and of your daughters, whom the Lord your God has given you, in the siege and desperate straits in which your enemies shall distress you. The sensitive and the very refined man among you will be hostile towards his brother, towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the rest of his children whom he leaves behind, so that he will not give any of them the flesh of his children whom he will eat, because he has nothing left in the siege and desperate straits in which your enemy shall distress you at all your gates. The tender and the delicate woman among you, who would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground because of her delicateness and sensitivity, will refuse to the husband of her bosom, to her son or to her daughter, her placenta which comes out from between her feet and her children whom she bears, for she will eat them secretly for a lack of everything in the siege and desperate straits, which the enemy shall distress you at all your gates. If you do not carefully observe all the words of this law, which is written in this book, that you may fear the glorious and awesome name, the Lord your God, then the Lord will bring upon you and your descendants extraordinary plagues, great and prolonged plagues, and serious and prolonged sickness. Moreover, he will bring back on you all the diseases of Egypt which you were afraid, and they shall cling to you. Also every sickness and their plague which is not written in the book of the law that will the Lord bring upon you until you are destroyed. You shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of the heaven in multitude, because you would not obey the voice of the Lord your God. And it shall be, just as the Lord rejoiced over you to do good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to nothing, if and you shall be plucked from off the land into where you go to possess. The Lord will scatter you among the peoples from one end of the earth to the other, and there you shall serve other gods, which neither you nor your fathers have known, wood and stone. And among those nations you shall not find no rest, nor shall the sole of your foot have a resting place. But there the Lord will give you a trembling heart, failing eyes, and an anguish of soul. Your life shall hang in doubt before you. You shall fear the day and night, and have no assurance of life. In the morning you shall say, oh, that it were evening. And in the evening you shall say, oh, that it were morning, because of the fear which terrifies your heart, and because of the sight which your eyes see. And the Lord will take you back to Egypt in ships by the ways of which I said to you, you shall never see it again. And there you shall be offered for sale to your enemies as male and female slaves, but no one will buy you. Okay, Luke 11:14 through 36. And he was casting out a demon, and it was mute. So it was, when the demon had gone out, that the mute spoke, and the multitude marveled. But some of them said, he casts out demons by Beelzebub, the ruler of demons. Others, testing him, sought from him a sign from heaven. But he, knowing their thoughts, said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falls. If Satan is divided against himself, how long will his kingdom stand? Because you say, I cast out demons by Beelzebub, and if I cast out demons by Beelzebub, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore they will be your judges. But if I cast out demons with the finger of God, surely the kingdom of God has come upon you. When a strong man fully armed guards his own palace, his goods are in peace. But when a stronger than he comes upon him and overcomes him, he takes from him all his armor which he trusted, and divides the spoil. He who is not with me is against me, and he who does not gather with me scatters. When an unclean spirit goes out of a man, he goes through dry places seeking rest and finding none. He says, I will return to my house from which I came. And when he comes, he finds it swept and put in order. Then he goes and takes with him 7 other spirits, which are more wicked than themselves. They enter and dwell there, and the last state of the man is worse than the first. And it happened, as he spoke these things, that a certain woman from the crowd raised her voice and said to him, blessed is the womb that bore you, and the breast which nursed you. But he said, more than that, blessed are those who hear the word of God and keep it. And while the crowds were thickly gathered together, he began to say, this is an evil generation. It seeks a sign, and no sign will be given to it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. For as Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, so also the Son of Man will be to this generation. The queen of the south will rise up in judgment with the men of this generation and condemn them. For she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And indeed, a greater than Solomon is here. The men of Nineveh will rise up in judgment against this generation and condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and indeed a greater than Jonah is here. I was just thinking about this. So, the sign of Jonah, nothing will be given but the sign of Jonah. For Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, because Jonah was sitting inside of a fish for 3 days. So those acids and stuff were working on his body, and they say that because that came out, he was white. From that he was a sign to them. And so Jonah, also being in the fish, once he was spit out, basically in the depths of the fish and in all sense dead until he was spit back up. And just Jesus was dead until he rose from the grave. When he rose from the grave, he became our sign. That was just my thought on that. No one, when he has lit a lamp, puts it in a secret place or under a basket, but on a lampstand. But those who come in may see the light. The lamp of the body is the eye. Therefore, when your eye is good, the whole body also is full of light. But when your eye is bad, the body is full of darkness. Therefore, take heed that the light which is in you is not darkness. If the whole body is full of light, having no part of dark, then the whole body will be full of light. But when the bright shining of the lamp gives you light, as when the bright shining of a lamp gives you light. Psalm 77, 1 through 20. I cried out to God with my voice, to God with my voice. He gave ear to me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My hand was stretched out in the night without ceasing. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained in my spirit. I complained, and my spirit was overwhelmed. Selah. You hold my eyelids open. I am troubled and I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I meditate within my heart, and my spirit makes diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more? Has his mercy ceased forever? Has his promise failed forever? Has God forgotten to be gracious? Has he in anger shut up his tender mercies? Selah. But I said, this is my anguish, but I will remember the years of my right hand with the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember your works of old. I will meditate on your work and talk of your deeds. Your way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great as our God? You are God who does wonders. You have declared your strength among the peoples. You have your arm redeemed your you have with your arm redeemed your people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Selah. The waters saw you, O God. The waters saw you and they were afraid. The depths also trembled. The clouds poured out water. The sky sent out a sound. Your arrows also flashed about. The voice of your thunder was in your whirlwind. The lightnings lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your ways was in the sea. Your path was in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. Proverbs 12:18. There is one who speaks like the piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise promotes health. All right. See y'all tomorrow.